Hey. Hey y'all, it's Ayanna. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my socials at _ringbells on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Y'all, happy new year. I don't know when I'm going to drop this video. It'll probably be tomorrow on the 2nd. But yeah, happy new year, and it is officially Capricorn season. I am so excited. Sort of, kind of, not really. Only because y'all, my birthday is in 2 weeks. I literally just ordered my clothes today because my initial plans fell through. So now I had to order clothes and outfits and stuff for my dinner, my brunch. So hopefully it gets here within the next 2 weeks. If you are a Capricorn, comment down below. Let me know what you're doing for your birthday, when your birthday is, when y'all going on vacation, y'all going to a spa, y'all going on a cabin trip. Let me know what y'all plans are because I need a little bit of ideas. Yeah. And if you're a December Capricorn, no shade, but your birthday's already passed. You know what I'm saying? And growing up, I always considered January Capricorns more of a Capricorn because that's when my birthday is. So no shade, no shade. And yeah, y'all, I forgot to mention it in my last video, but if you check my description box, there is a referral code for Shein. If you use my code and you shop through there, you'll get some discounts, some coupons, and of course, who doesn't love money off? And y'all already know it's going to help me, so I would appreciate that. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, enough rambling. As you can tell by the title, this is part 2 to This Is Why I Don't Mix Friend Groups. So yeah, if you didn't watch part 1, obviously go back and watch part 1 because nothing in part 2 will make sense to you, because now we're going to get into the actual drama behind it. Okay, let's jump right in. All right, y'all, so you already know, gotta give y'all the background, gotta set the scene, right? So just a small recap. Obviously, in part 1, we met Ruby, Bubbles, and Lynn. So I worked with Bubbles, and then she introduced me to Ruby. She started kind of feeling some little jealousness between my and Ruby's friendship because we live closer together, so it was easier for us to see each other, smoke trees together, and all that good stuff. So she ends up rekindling her friendship with Lynn, who Ruby also went to school with when they were in, like I said, middle school. And Ruby kind of doesn't like Lynn. I really don't have no problem with Lynn. This is my first time, you know, really being around her and stuff. And we left off in Lynn's car, and we were all smoking back there. And I told y'all Lynn was scrolling on whatever dating app she was, and she was just trying to show us what she had on the phone. I know I left y'all on a cliffhanger, so my bad. We going to get right to it. So y'all, she's, like I said, she's sitting in the driver's seat. We in the car. We under the blanket or whatever. So me and Ruby, we having our own little conversations, you know, whispering. There was music playing, so you know, them two in the front are pretty much having the main conversation, then we having a conversation. So Lynn brings up like, oh yeah, I'm talking to, well, she wasn't talking to him, she was like just scrolling through like the men on the app. So she was like, yeah, these are the types that I like, right, y'all? So she shows us, like, rotates the phone like this, and Ruby sniggles, and she was just like, so Lynn was like, oh, what's funny? And she was like, girl, he do not look like he like black women. Now, Lynn got offended by that, I guess, because Ruby is Hispanic. So she was like, what you mean he look like he don't like black people? Girl, you can't say that. And she was like, I didn't say anything. I'm letting you know. She was like, fine, you want me to make it sound better? It don't look like he like minorities. And y'all, the guy on the phone, he literally looked like bald head. Y'all know the thin black glasses, like the really thin glasses. It looked like he would be riding around with a flag on the back of his car or something, and he just gave those vibes. I'll put in a stock photo because I ain't going to even do too much, but I'll put in a stock photo. This is what he looked like. And on top of that, y'all, the man looked like he was 35. Now, that might not be a big deal now because, like, I'm 29, but back then we were in our early 20s. So, again, 35, early 20s, that's a little crazy. So she was just like, she takes the phone back and she's swiping on it. So we looking like forward and she's swiping, right? Y'all, it was all white men and they all looked the same. So I'm like, well, damn, what did she do? Change the filter? You know, like y'all could change... You know how you could change, like, what is it called, y'all? I think that's like the filters, you know, like your preferences, basically. Like, okay, black men, white men, Asian men, 6 foot, 4 foot, smokes, don't smoke, drinks, don't drink, works here, not here, 50 miles away. Y'all know you can change your preferences. So I low-key think she put Caucasian in there. And again, your preference is your preference. I didn't care. I'm looking at Ruby. I'm like, just leave her alone, leave her alone. And she was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. He looks similar to your man. So I started laughing. I was like, who? And then Ruby was like, who are you talking about? She was like, you. Now, mind y'all, Ruby's man was Hispanic. He did not look nothing like that man that was on that girl phone. So Ruby's like, I know. She was like, are you trying to be funny? She was like, I'm not trying to be funny. She was like, you don't even know what he looked like. She was like, you still with the same guy, right? And she was like, yeah. And she was talking to him back when they were in like mid high school, like sophomore-ish year. And I guess Lynn knew of him or whatever. But Bubbles jumps in and she was like, all right, y'all, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. So Ruby's like, yeah, let's leave it alone. So Lynn is like, okay, you know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, it's a little awkward now. You know, there's tension, right? We sit back. I'm thinking the conversation's over. Bubbles changes the conversation. She's like, y'all, we need a night out. We need to go out. We need to go somewhere. And it was like weird to me only because, you know, Ruby don't like that girl. So to say that in front of that girl was just like weird, especially right off of the fact that they just had their little taft back and forth, right? So I'm sitting there like trying to co-sign. I'm like, yeah, we do need a night out. Like instead of just always smoking, chilling, you know, we might as well like get cute, you know, go somewhere. We would go out to eat, like I said, y'all, and go to the mall and do little stuff like that, but we wasn't really going out. So Ruby ain't saying nothing. Ruby's just on her phone at this point, just scrolling, and Lynn was just up there swiping through her app. They wasn't saying nothing. I'm thinking the situation is dead. Lynn goes, I don't really understand why everybody always has a problem with when black women want to date white men. Who said that? Who said that? Ruby literally only said, y'all, he don't look like he likes black women or minorities, if you want to be technical. So I'm like, well, who said that? She was like, no, that's the vibe that y'all giving me. Like, oh, that I can't date a white man. I was like, I don't have no problem with you dating a white man. She was like, yeah, because, you know, but it's too early in the video. She was like, you know, black men, they don't be treating me right. You know, they be cheating. And mind you, she has a son with a black man, right? So she was like, you know, they don't be treating me right. They be cheating. They be lying. They be in and out of jail. They be doing this. They be doing that. They don't want to be a traditional man. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, so your justification for wanting to date white men is because you've had a problem with black men. That's cool. But you don't have to actively, you get what I'm saying? Like, tear down black men, because it's not all black men that act like that, right? So I was letting her rock with it at first, and so she was just like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, I would never be with a black man. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm cool. So then Ruby chimes in and she was like, yeah, baby father's a black man. What are we talking about? And she was like, oh, well, I mean again. And she was like, you don't have to keep trying to be funny. So Ruby's like, how am I trying to be funny? You keep saying that I'm trying to be funny, but you was the one trying to be funny. So again, me and Bubbles are like, all right, y'all. So I'm like, well, I don't have a problem with you wanting to date white men. I was like, I also have a problem with, like, when black men want to date white women. Love who you love, date who you want to date, start a family with who you want to start a family with. I really don't care. My problem was when you want to date outside of your race, but then talk shit about your race. Why can't you just go and date that white woman, date that white man, date whoever you want? But to be like, yeah, I'm gonna date this white man, but niggas is this. They do this, they do that. I hate this one, I hate that one. This one be doing this. Like, I don't know. That's like when you get cheated on by men and men be playing you out. You be like, I'm gonna go gay. Girls is worse. You get what I'm saying? Like, I never understood that. So Lynn was just like, you know what? I'm about to just get off of here. Y'all killing my vibe. So she gets out of the app and I guess she went to go play in the game or something on her phone. So we just sitting there. Ruby then texts me. At this point, y'all, it's probably been like at least 45 minutes, an hour. We pretty much were smoking during this whole time. I didn't really mention that in the video, but yeah, we were already like smoking through. But it was cold as hell because she didn't have no heat in that car. It was giving vibes. Y'all remember my story time I did when I said me and him went on a date and he ain't had no heat in the car? That's exactly how it felt. Like, I was freezing. And we was under the blanket, but the blanket not doing nothing because not a blanket cold, just as cold as the car. So Ruby texted me. Ruby was like, I'm ready to go. Like, you ready to go? She was like, Bubbles getting on my nerves and Lynn is getting on my nerves. So I'm like, all right, cool. So Ruby's like, yeah, we about to head out or whatever. So Lynn was like, oh, well, I had another L that I was gonna rule. And she was like, well, you could say that between you and Bubbles. Bubbles was like, oh, how you speaking for Ayanna? And I was like, nah, I'm about to head back because, you know, she's my ride. She was like, well, you didn't even ask me if I could take you home. I'm like, why would I ask you to take me home if you have to drive? Like, you're literally down the street from your house. Why would I ask you to take me 20 minutes home when Ruby is going home and we live around the corner from each other? That don't make sense. And she was like, whatever. I was just so confused. Like, and y'all, like I said, when it comes to the mixing the friends, I really try to be walking on eggshells, because it's like, I don't be trying to do too much over here. I don't be trying to do too much over here. I just try to stay, you know, in the middle, like just neutral. And it never works out in my favor. It's like girl code and girl world is so many rules and drama sometimes. It just be too much. It just be too much. So she was just like, whatever. So we like, okay, so she has to get out the car, because like I told y'all, it's like not a 2-seater, it's a 4-seater, but it was only a 2-door. So we get out the car, we close the door. So Bubble, she just gets back in and closed the door. Windows was already up. She just closed the door. She didn't say bye, nothing. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay. Ruby's like, psh. Ruby was already walking, crunching on leaves to get back to the car. So we get in the car, we sitting there, and she just looks at me. Before she even starts the car, she's just like, I'm like, what's wrong? She was like, I do not like Lynn. Like, I don't like her. She was like, it's something about her. Like, I'm like, well, was you trying to be funny? She was like, Ayanna, I really wasn't trying to be funny. She was like, he don't look like he like, she was like, am I tripping? Did the man look like he like black people, let alone black women? And I was like, nah, he really didn't. But I was like, you know, I'm trying to play, you know, devil's advocate. I'm like, yeah, but you know, some men be, she was like, no, I think, I don't know. She's, I feel like it's a fetish or whatever. But she was like, you know, in like his pictures, he's holding up the fish, you know, his, I don't know how to describe it, y'all. It was just not giving. It was just not giving. So I'm like, yeah, but you know, you gotta let her like who she wanna like. Like, it is what it is. If she's had a problem with, you know, black men over the years or whatever, her baby dad did her dirty, maybe she wanna, you know, get down with something else. And I was like, she was like, well, at the end of the day, she showed us to get our opinion. I give you my opinion. Now you mad and you want to just start coming crazy over. And I said, yeah, but you know, it is what it is. So she was like, and Bubbles getting on my nerves, because why would you bring up us going out right in front of that girl, knowing that I don't rock with her? Like, no. So I'm like, yeah, but it is what it is. Like, we in a car, like, let's just get out of here. She's like, you want to smoke? I'm like, yeah. So we literally L-ride all the way back home. She drops me off. Boom, that's that, right? So next day, what's her face? Ruby calls me, and Ruby's just like, oh, have you heard from Bubbles? And I'm like, no. She was like, well, I texted her and I let her know I got home. She ain't even say nothing. I'm like, well, maybe she got an attitude. I was like, clearly she got an attitude with me, because apparently I didn't ask her to take me home 20 minutes. She was like, yeah, that didn't make sense either. So she was like, all right, hold on, I'm about to call her. So she tried calling her on a 3-way. This was pre-group time, FaceTime. But she just tried calling her regularly on a 3-way. Bubbles went straight to voicemail. So Ruby was just like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I don't care. I'm not about to chase her. Like, that's your new friend, and stay on that side. I'm like, Ruby, again, trying to play devil's advocate. I'm like, Ruby, no, it's not like that. Like, let's just give her some time. Like, maybe she's just having growing pains of us being close. And she was like, if that's the case, then she needs to just say that. Like, I don't get it. She was like, I feel like this whole situation is going to come to a head in a nasty way, and I'm trying to avoid that. I don't know if that girl was That's So Raven the sidekick, because boy, did it come to a head and get messy for no reason. So fast forward, it was literally like 2 days later. Bubbles was radio silent. Like, she wasn't saying nothing to us. Like, she wasn't watching stories. She wasn't doing nothing. She was posting, but she wasn't like watching stories or nothing. So I was just like, okay, maybe she muted us or blocked us. I don't know. So next, you know, she hits the group chat or whatever, and she was just like, oh, hey, y'all. So we like, oh, hey, like, where you been? She was like, oh, my bad. Like, I just been busy, you know, running around with, and what did I name that boy? Brett. And one of y'all did comment and tell me that I got the name wrong. I think y'all told me the names were Brick. I don't even know, y'all, but I know one of y'all, shout out to you, whoever told me that the name wasn't Brett, but Brett sounds better than Brick. I wasn't about to be saying Brick the whole video, so Brett it is. So she was like, yeah, I was running around with Brett, and you know, I just lost track of time, and me and Lynn went to the city. So you just been ignoring us for 2 days and running around. And again, I don't got a problem with you being friends, but then what did we do? You get what I'm saying? So she was like, oh yeah, I went to the city with Lynn. So Ruby's like, what you mean you went to the city with Lynn? And she was like, well, me and her went to New York, and we went shopping, we went to the movies, and we just had like a girls' night. So Ruby was like, well, I thought you just said we needed to go out and have a girls' night. She's like, I mean, we still do, but Lynn had asked me, and she low-key didn't want y'all there, so just telling it like, I mean, I don't want to say, y'all, that I didn't mind it. It was like, I mean, I don't really care. I don't know the girl like that. And I'm assuming that she's saying that because it was based off of the other night, plus her not liking Ruby and Ruby not liking her. So I didn't take no offense to it. Ruby got mad. Ruby was like, what you mean she didn't want us there? And I don't know why Ruby was getting mad, because like, girl, you don't like that girl either. I don't even know why you get mad. So she was like, what you mean she didn't want us there? She was like, well, she just didn't want y'all there. Like, you know, it's no big deal. I already see that I can't mix y'all around each other, so it's cool. Right. So I was just like, okay, it's cool. I don't mind. So I was like, what's up, when y'all want to, link or whatever? So Ruby was like, I'm busy. And that was that. I was like, busy doing what? She never responded. So me and Bubbles was trying to, you know, have a little conversation back and forth, y'all, but the conversation really wasn't going nowhere. It was just like real dead because I felt like she was mad at me for stealing her friend, I guess. I don't know. So that was that. After a while, you know, I'm living my everyday life, you know, like I said, me and Bubbles were not working together anymore. I be talking too fast sometimes, y'all, that I be tripping over my own words because I just be I be getting hyped telling y'all the story, as y'all know. So yeah, next thing you know, Ruby hits me up and Ruby's like, you know what, I'ma just like try to, you know, throw the white flag. I'ma just tell Bubbles like, let's just get together, let's go out, just the three of us, and like let's go to a lounge or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm down. So she hits up Bubbles, but she was like, I'm gonna hit her up separate so she don't feel like she's on the spot in the group chat. I was like, all right, cool. So she hits up Bubbles, and I guess she hit her up and was like, hey, do you want to go out, like me, you, and Ayanna, and we can just like hit a lounge, a little club, a little, you know, something, just so we can like clear the air. So Bubbles was like, yeah, let me check my schedule. And I don't think she meant like, let me check my schedule. I think she meant like her work schedule. So Ruby was like, okay, bet. So she tells me, so we waiting around. So me and her talking about like when she wanted to do it. So she was like y'all, let's say for example, because I don't remember the days to a T. Let's say it was like that Tuesday. She was talking about like that Friday or Saturday. So I was down. I was like, yeah, that's cool. So next thing you know, Bubbles hits her back up literally like an hour later talking about, oh yeah, I invited Lynn so we could all, you know, clear the air. So Ruby's like, I literally said, you, me, and Ayanna. And she was like, well, there's no air to clear between me, you, and Ayanna. So I just figured that you were talking about, you know, Lynn too. She was like, I don't care about Lynn. I'm not friends with that girl. I don't care what air we clear. I don't think there's any air to clear. I don't like her. She don't like me. She didn't want us around. We don't want her around. What's the problem? Why you keep trying to, you just said you didn't want to mix us around each other. She's like, well, you the one that said clear the air. So I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Like, what's the issue? Yeah. So she said, I didn't see there was a problem. She said, I already invited her. And so I'm like, well, what did she say? So Ruby's like, well, asking her because, like I said, they were going back and forth together in their own messages. So I'm like, well, what did she say? So she was basically like, yeah, like, we can do that. Like, we can clear the air so we could all, you know, be on neutral grounds. But my thing is like, girl, we not friends with you. We literally don't hang out with you outside of Bubbles. Me and Ruby actually hang out with each other outside of Bubbles. We don't see you if Bubbles is not there. What air do you need to clear and why do you need to be around? Like, I don't know. Again, I didn't have a problem with Lynn. I didn't even care about the fact that she said she didn't really want me around. I didn't really care. I was like, you know, if Ruby's cool with it, I'm cool with it. Ruby was like, I'm not cool with it. I don't want her to come. So Bubbles goes, well, I'm not coming. Bubbles was like, well, I'm not coming. So Ruby was like, okay, well, that's fine. And she was like, all right, cool. She was like, well, there's no beef. Like, but if Lynn can't come, I feel like y'all being weird. And I already invited her. So she was like, I'm just not going to go either. But you already know, y'all. Again, girl world. Girl code, girl world. Y'all know she went back to Lynn and basically told Lynn, like, oh, yeah, well, I told them that I was inviting you. They didn't want you to come. So I'm sticking on your side and I'm telling them that I'm not coming. That's exactly what you went and did. And it wasn't even like that. But it was common sense. So anyway, me and Ruby stuck with the plan. We ended up going out. Y'all know how it go. We out. We posting pictures. We doing all of this. We doing all of that. Now comes all of the subliminals. The subliminals on Snapchat. The subliminals on Instagram. The subliminals on Twitter. Just, what is it? Like, fake bitches make my stomach hurt. Or, that was my friend before you, or just certain lyrics, like shady lyrics from songs. Like they both was doing too much. And the funny thing is, like, I didn't follow Lynn. Ruby was like, her page was a private, so she was like going on Lynn's Instagram and she was posting like little subliminal stuff. It was just all corny around the board. Like, I'm gonna be honest. So me and Ruby, we decided to just go out, have a good time. We saw what they was doing, but we ain't care. You know how, like, when somebody's posting something subliminally about you, that just makes you want to party more. That just makes you want to be outside more. That just makes you want to have more fun, to rub it in more. I don't know if y'all are like that. I'm like that, just a little toxic. So we was doing that. Got lit, a little too lit. Came back. We slept at her house, passed out. That was that, right? We wake up the next day, right? We wake up the next day. And Bubbles done started a group chat with me, her, Lynn, and Ruby. So she was like, hey, can we talk? So we get up. Ruby's like, what the like, what? And I'm like, who is that? She was like, I'm assuming it's Lynn, because who else would it be? I'm like, why would she put us in a group chat? Like, why are you giving this girl our numbers? Like, what are you doing? So she was like, can we talk? So Ruby's like, question mark, question mark. And she was like, I feel like we all, like I said, we needed to clear the air. Like, I'm glad that y'all went out and y'all had fun. And then I responded back. I was like, was this before or after all of the subliminal posts? And she was like, I mean, if the shoe fits. I hate when people talk shit about you, and then when you confront them and make them stand on that, they be like, well, if the shoe fits. Girl, you was talking about me. Just stand on that. You talk about if the shoe fits. So I'm like, okay, girl. Like, I was like, I personally don't feel as though there's anything to clear. Like, I didn't even do anything. So she was like, you know what, can we all just get together and, you know, we could just link, you know, smoke or something like that. So I was just like, nah, I'm cool. Literally said just like that. I was like, nah, I'm cool. Ruby responded back, and Ruby was like, yeah, like, nah. So after we said that, Lynn left the group chat. She left, and it was just the three of us again. Like, we already had the group chat. It just, our old messages popped right back up because it was just our regular group chat. So Bubbles responds back, and she's like, that's really fucked up that y'all not even willing to talk to her. Like, I'm trying to be friends with everybody, but why? You can be friends with everybody, but not all of your friends have to be friends, and that is okay. You're trying to make something fit that's just not fitting. You're trying to make a puzzle piece work that does not go to the puzzle. So I chalked it, you know. Bubbles was just like, yeah, I feel like that's fucked up. I was like, I don't even know that girl. And Ruby's like, I have not liked her since middle school. What are you talking about? It's fucked up. You trying to, you know, absolve yourself of whatever drama there is and playing both sides. And she's like, I haven't been playing both sides. So they just been going back and forth. And I'm at the point where it's like, I'm about to just cut everybody off. Like, because this is just too much. I just, you know, it's just too much. And I had my own friendship with Bubbles, but she wasn't really trying to link me no more if she wasn't with Lynn. Like, it was just too much. Like, so that was that. Some time goes by, right? I want to say, like, the rest of that week goes by. We was not talking to Bubbles at all. Like, she wasn't talking to us. We wasn't talking to her. We were still in a group chat, but it was no communication after she said what we did was fucked up. So fast forward, y'all. It was literally a week later, and I remember this. It was a Friday. Yes, it was a Friday. No, it was like Thursday and Friday. So that Thursday, right? Listen to this. Bubbles hits up me and Ruby. She was like, oh, do y'all want to smoke? And we're like, is it just going to be you? Bubble says, yes, it's just going to be me. Like, we could smoke. She's like, I got to go to the store. I'm getting a new phone. I'm going to come back home and just meet me over here. And then we could chill, talk, smoke, and vibe. It's just going to be the three of us. We're both like, okay, cool. So Ruby pulls up, gets me. I already had an L roll. We get in the car. We, of course, smoking. When we get there, pull up to her house, pull in the front. It's still light outside. We chilling. We didn't have no real set plans, but I did have something to do later that night. And let's say it was like probably like 4 p.m. I had something to do at like 7, and Ruby had a date. So I don't even remember where I was going. But yeah, Ruby had a date with her boyfriend. So she was just like, you know, I'm just coming down here so we can smoke real fast, and I'm going to come back, drop you off, and then go our separate ways. So I'm like, okay, cool. Y'all, pull up in front of Bubbles' house. Waiting. We like, hey, girl, we here. So she's like, I'm on my way. We calling her. She answering mad loud in the background. She's like, I'm on my way. So we're just like, okay. Y'all, we was sitting in that car for like a cool 35 minutes. 35 minutes. She finally pulls up, right? She parks. I'm thinking, like, what we getting out the car for? Because you just said you was going to come home, then you was going to link us. You already had us waiting for 35 minutes. So, you know, you should be ready to go. She pulls up. She gets out the car. She starts walking in the house, right? Walks in the house, and she has Lynn with her. Didn't even say hi, nothing. Like, she saw Ruby's car parked there because she parked right behind us. She gets out the car and is like walking up her steps to go into the house, and Lynn is right there with her. So me and Ruby looking at each other like, what? So I was like, we should just leave. And she was like, no, like, let's not leave. Like, let's just go inside and see what's what. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, let her ask her, are we supposed to wait, or are we gonna go inside? So she hits up Bubbles, and she's like, do you want us to come inside? She was like, yeah. I just gotta activate my phone. Why? You already got a phone. Like, let's just smoke it, and you can do that another time. Like, why are you know how long it takes to activate a phone? You gotta get, and y'all remember it was years ago. It's not as easy as it is now with iCloud. She had to like upload the data from her phone to her Mac, and then from her Mac over to the new phone. Bro, that's about to take like 3 hours. It's not like we could smoke in your house, so do that another time, and it's the weekend. So that had already irritated me, but she was like, yeah, just come inside. So we go inside. Her and Lynn are upstairs with her older sister, her nephew and stuff, and I guess they up there trying to figure out the phone. Me and Ruby, we sitting on the couch, right? Y'all, we playing, y'all ever played that game Episode? the little app, like the little story interactive game. I don't know if I'm just a geek, but that's what me and Ruby both were on. So we both showing each other the different story times we do when we clicking through. And then as we sitting there, we start to realize we like, damn, it's been mad long. You can hear people upstairs talking. You can hear them upstairs laughing, talking. So we look back at the phone, and y'all, it's been like another 45 minutes. So she already had us waiting for the 35. Then she said, come inside. We not even paying attention because we was already high. So time is just going by, another 45 minutes. We've been here, what is that, like an hour and a half at this point? Like, girl. And so I'm like, Ruby, like, what's up? So she was like, I don't know. So we text her. We like, girl, what's up? Now, at this point, she's in the process of transferring stuff over. So we was like, bubbles. She ignoring us. Upstairs, steady laughing, steady talking. But you know how like you could call somebody's name and then maybe they don't hear you the first time or the second time, but when you call them again, it's like people get quiet, like Ayanna, and I'm like listening to see if somebody said it. So we like bubbles, and they just go back to laughing and talking, like it got quiet and they went into talking again. So at that point, I was irritated. Now y'all probably like, Ayanna, you about to crash out over nothing. No, I was irritated. Now let's recap as to why I'm irritated. Right? You invited us over here. You had us waiting for 35 minutes. You said Lynn was not going to be here. You said that you just had to go pick up your new phone and then go home. At this point, you are now activating the phone. Lynn is actually here, and it's been an hour and a half, and not a tree is in the air. You get what I'm saying? And then we had already told her, we like, yeah, girl, we got to go because we got plans. Like, we could pull up, smoke real fast, but we do got plans later on tonight. I think I was hanging out with, like, Letty and something. And like I said, she had to date with her boyfriend. So I'm like, she pissing me off. Like, I'm about to just like, you ready? Like, you want to just leave? She's like, well, let's just give her a few more minutes. Y'all, we gave that girl like another 20 minutes. She was still upstairs. Never came downstairs. But we could hear her upstairs talking about, yeah, y'all want to go to the mall? Like, yeah, we could go to the mall, da-da-da. So at this point, I was like, you know, I'm about to go upstairs. So I start walking up on the stairs. I'm like, bubbles. They're in her room with the door closed. I'm like, bubbles. They getting quiet. So I go up and I'm like knocking on her door. They act like they not in the room. So I'm turning on the door handle. The door handle's locked. So I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, we're going to see you later. They don't say nothing. I go back downstairs. Ruby's like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah. I went upstairs, knocked on the door, and Ruby can hear. She's like, yeah, why they not making no noise no more? And it's, like I said, it's her, the nephew, the sister, and Lynn. I'm confused. What did you invite us over here for? So I go back downstairs. Ruby's like, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah. So, y'all, we leave. We get in a car. We roll up again. And we pull off. We get probably, like, about, 15 minutes away for the most part. We get, like, 15 minutes away. And then we get a text to the group chat. So we looking, and it's a voice message, and it's a long-ass paragraph, right? And I wish I still had it. But it's a voice message and it's a long paragraph. So Ruby pulls over into a KFC parking lot, right? So she was like, what? And mind you, at this point, we're literally like 2 minutes away from both of our houses. So we still had some time. So she pulls over because she was like, I want to see what she's talking about. Y'all, we listened to this voice message first. And she was like, oh, y'all bitches is fake. What did that girl say, y'all? Because she was airing us out. Well, fake airing us out. But she was more so crashing out. But she was like, yeah, y'all bitches is fake. She was like, why would y'all just leave and not say bye? Why would y'all, I told y'all that I had to activate my new phone. I don't see what the issue is. Lynn hit me up last minute. Ruby, you been running around Ayanna like she don't be talking shit about you. In my bad. Y'all remember in part 1 when I said that I was chilling with Bubbles and she was talking shit about Ruby, saying how she need to leave her boyfriend and how she thinks that it's stupid that they together and all of this. But I told her, I asked her why she never said nothing to her. She was just like, oh, because I don't want her to bite my head off. That's the shit talking she claims that I was doing with Ruby. Whole time I told y'all, me and Ruby had already had this conversation. Bubbles was just looking for the perfect opportunity to throw it back in my face. Even though she was the one talking shit about Ruby, she tried to put that off on me to get me and Ruby to beef, but it didn't work. She was just saying mad shit, y'all. Like, Ruby, Ayanna be talking shit about you. Y'all be talking shit about each other. Y'all jealous of my friendship with Lynn. We all could have still cleared the air because y'all was being immature. So I had to basically finesse the situation. Yeah, what else? And then at this point, she was just going back and forth. And you could hear her sister like, yeah. So she was like, if it's a problem, like, we can get to it. Like, we could fight. Like, what y'all want to do? Y'all bitches been pissing me off for the last couple of months. Like, fuck. off. Like, y'all, she was just going off. Like, she was cursing us out. You hear the sister and Lynn in the background talking shit like, yeah, because what they want to do. Because what they want to do. Like, what's up? So me and Ruby just looking at each other. I'm cracking up. I'm cracking up because I'm like, no, you didn't allow Lynn to put a battery in your back, y'all.
Natalie let the dogs out. Yeah. She put a battery in your back.
I have never once in my life saw Bubbles like that. Never once in my life. Like, I've seen her be mad at Brett. I've seen her crash out over a lot of stuff, be mad at her sister, all of that. But coming at me crazy like this, girl. And y'all, I'm not gonna make it seem like, oh, it was just more so like, why do girls, like, as soon as y'all be friends and then you have a fallout or whatever, the first thing is saying, do y'all want to fight? I mean, I get it, but no, I don't actually, because what we fighting over? Like, I really don't understand what the problem is. So she talking shit. So she's sending us paragraphs like, where y'all at? Like, I want to fight, like, da-da-da. So Ruby's like, girl, bye. She was like, you allowing Lynn to put a battery in your bag. You letting your sister be in the background talking shit. Like, she wasn't just asking me for my for my nephew's, yeah, because it was her sister's son. For my nephew's hand-me-down clothes, like, both of y'all, like, all of y'all, get the fuck out my face. Like, she was like, you been moving funny. She's like, you tried to basically set us up. Ayanna came upstairs and she knocked on the door. Y'all pretended like y'all wasn't in the room on some weird shit. Like, I don't even know what that was. She was like, Ayanna never came upstairs. So now you're trying to gaslight us, like, maybe I was just living in a multiverse and I didn't realize that I walked upstairs. My bun falling. I didn't realize that I walked upstairs and peeped that you didn't answer the door. Like, girl, come on. So we sitting in a lot laughing. She's like, I don't care about none of that. Where y'all at? Like, we want to fight. Like, what's up? I was like, I have plans, and so does Ruby. We was downstairs in that living room all of that time. Y'all could have came downstairs if it was on that, and we could have had a conversation. If it got to that, then it got to that. But now you mad because we left? Bro, you have no consideration for our time. Like I said, I still had to go home and get ready, and so did she. And we still have to drive the 20 minutes back, get in the house, take showers, get dressed, get ready, and then still be like, no, like what? No. So we just ignored the chat or whatever, right? And she drops me off. I go home and she does her thing. Next morning, right, like I said, that Friday, I was going to ask my dad to take me down to see Star at school. So I'm like, you know, Daddy, can you take me? You know, I'm not taking you down there. Like, I see what I feel like doing. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So Letty was off work that day. So Letty was like, oh, you want to, like, what you want to do? Like, let's just smoke. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I know you're probably like, all you used to do was smoke. Yes, y'all, I was a pothead. I really was. So we, she comes to pick me up because, like I said, me, her, and Ruby literally lived all within like a 5-minute differential from each other. So she pulls up, she literally picks me up. I don't even think I had nothing on. I think I had on like some sweatpants, a hoodie, because she picked me up early. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and we literally pulled back up to her house and was just sitting in her car getting fried, watching videos, just having a good time throughout the day. So I'm giving her the whole rundown on Bubbles, on Lynn. Mind you, Letty has met Bubbles over the course of these couple of years. So she was like, I really don't like that girl. She was like, it's something about her. Like, she was like, she's too boy crazy. And she was, because like I told y'all the stories about Brett, how she used to just let him treat her insane. So Letty's like, yeah, if she got a problem, like, what's really good? Like, if they want to come over here. And like I told y'all, Letty was always on that. To this day, she is still very much on that. Cousins, everybody live on that same street. Like, one fight, it's like the whole block fights, and it's really like that. So I was like, I'm not worried about Bubbles or Lynn. Like, Lynn, you was never, I don't even know why you don't like me. Like, so next thing you know, Bubbles is hitting my phone, like, where you at? Like, what's up? Like, I want to fight, da da da, but wasn't hitting Ruby up. So I'm like, I'm hitting up Ruby. I'm like, look at Bubbles. Mind you, Bubbles was at work. Like I told you, she was working at a shop at this point, y'all, right? She's sending me voice messages whispering. Like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna see you. We gonna fight. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be that when I see you. Da, da, da. And I'm just like, are you at work? Like, girl, you can't even, you trying to be tough and you at work whispering because you can't let your boss hear you. Like, girl, please. I'm like, if it's really a problem, take a lunch break and pull up. I'm off today. Today's my off day. You can pull right up here. I was like, to be honest, there's nobody outside. I was like, it's just me and Letty. So if y'all want to fight, you can pull up with Lynn. You can fight Letty and I'll fight Lynn if it's that serious. Like, I'm not ducking nothing. It's just the fact that you didn't have this energy yesterday. And you had this energy, oh, pull up, we want to fight, but we already told you we had plans. Girl, I'm not about to drive all the way back across town to fight you when we was downstairs in the living room. Now the next day comes and now you still on that, but you acting like a punk. Like, I'm at work. I'm not about to leave work. I'm not about to miss out on my money. what you hitting me up for? She was like, if you want to fight, like, I'm not about to come over there to get jumped. So I'm hitting up Lynn. I'm like, oh, you want to fight? She was like, why are you texting my phone for? I said, because Bubble said you wanted to fight. So if you want to fight, pull up. She was like, oh, girl, nobody pulling up to where you want us to pull up to. Nobody's pulling up there. If you want to fight, you can come over here. I was like, y'all been saying that y'all wanted to fight since yesterday. Not one time out of my mouth did I say I want to fight. Y'all want to fight, and I'm giving y'all solutions to that problem that you're presenting to me. So it's either y'all going to pull up to Letty's, and we can fight here, because it's just me and her on the block. It's a quiet street. Pull up, it's 2-on-2, get it in the middle of the street, and y'all can go home. But a lot of girls, like I said, that I learned from, I forget what I named the towns again, y'all. What did I name it? Lakeville and Rosewood. A lot of girls from there always always had to be a spectator sport. You get what I'm saying? Like, remember I told y'all I pulled up on, I forget what I named that girl. I don't remember what I named her. Remember the girl I told y'all I was in high school with, and she was acting weird with Piggy? Yeah, her, when I jumped out the car on her. It's nobody around. It's just me and you. But you like to do stuff when you have a crowd. And like I said, Lynn and Bubbles were from that same town. And I started picking up on that over time. And I'm like, high school was years ago at this point. So I'm like, y'all all do the same thing. Like, you could pull up right here, but you like, no, you wait until I get off work, and you could pull up over here, and my sister and my cousin. I'm like, see, now y'all doing too much. Nobody's about to pull up over there and make it a big old brawl. For what? You're big as hell compared to me. If you want to fight, like, Letty was like, she's not about to fight you. She's mad big, and then they're going to try to jump you. So she was like, I can hang with her, and then you can fight Lynn. Me and Lynn, same size, same height, same everything. So what's up? And I was like, Lynn, like I said again, I don't know why she ain't like me. So Lynn is like, oh, nobody about to pull up over there so y'all can have mad bitches come out. And I'm like, no, that's what y'all want to do. Y'all, I was sitting over there with Letty from the time of 11 o'clock in the morning, going back and forth with them, y'all, literally until about 5 o'clock. Kid y'all not. It was like 5 o'clock. To the point where then my dad hit me up. He was like, where you at? I was like, well, I'm over here chilling at Letty's house. He was like, well, if you want me to ride you down there to the school, you know, you better come on home and get ready so I can take you while I'm in the mood. So I'm like, you ain't said nothing but a word. So I'm talking to Letty. So I'm steady hitting him up. I'm like, what's up? Like, what y'all want to do? I was like, we're right here. Y'all literally are about 15 minutes away. Y'all can pull up here. There's nobody out here. They like, no. Nobody's trying to do that. Nobody's trying to do that. You know, we're not going to let you basically control the narrative and have us pull up. And then I was like, all right, fuck y'all. Like, I'm going out to have fun.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
So Letty drops me off at home. I pack up my stuff. Radio silent. Nobody's hitting my phone no more. No messages. Nothing. I take my shower. I pack my little bag for the weekend. Boom. I get in the car. I'm on the highway on my way down to the school. Y'all, I'm about a half hour out from the school. Like I said, it's an hour and a half. Been into this drive about an hour now. Telling my dad, giving him the whole rundown on the situation. He was like, I don't know why them girls, like, over these last couple of years, everybody needs to fight with a crowd. It has to be recorded. It has to be all of this. He was like, what happened to the times where you could just pull up, I'ma see you, you catch a nigga walking home, and you just, exactly. But girls don't be on that. Like I said, a lot of them just, it's not when I see you. It's when I see you and I can make something of the situation. Like, I don't know. So y'all, I'm on my way down here. Next thing you know, Lynn blowing my phone and blowing my phone and blowing my phone and blowing my phone and blowing my phone up. I blocked the bitch. Then next, you know, Bubbles blowing my phone and blowing my phone and blowing my phone and blowing my phone up. They trying to hit me up on Instagram, doing all of this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where was this energy at 2 hours ago when I was literally sitting right there in Rosewood with Letty? I'm so confused. Just sitting in the car, sweatpants on, sneakers. I was already ready. I already had my scarf on because we was chilling in the car. We wasn't going nowhere. We literally was just being little couch potatoes that whole day. So, but now y'all really on it. Now y'all want to fight. Now y'all want to do all of this. So I blocked both of them. They got niggas calling my phone. They got bitches calling my phone, blowing my phone down. And you know what it was? I had put on my Snapchat and I had put on Instagram, like, the town, like I was getting close. You know how when you on the highway and you put the location on your story and it shows where you at. So it showed a town inside, whatever, in South Jersey. So I'm like, so now that y'all see that I'm not in the area, now y'all, again, everybody got a battery in their back. Everybody's super charged up, but nobody had this energy. Calling my phone, leaving me voice messages like, yeah, bitch, when we catch you, it's up, da-da-da. You hear mad bitches talking in the background. I'm like, texting back. I'm like, y'all didn't want to fight 2 hours ago. Y'all didn't want to fight 2 hours ago. Oh, but we want to fight now. Yeah, y'all want to fight now because now y'all off work. Now you don't gotta worry about getting fired from your job. Now you don't gotta worry about, now your sister got a babysitter. Now your cousin got, I don't got time for that. Like, girl, I'm cool. I was like, if y'all still on that when I get back, trust me, we could be on that when I get back. Because like I told y'all, Letty was picking me up from school with Dom and taking me back. So she said, yeah, go down there, have fun. When we come pick you up, we'll hit them up when we like 15 minutes out. And we can link up. And like I said, her girlfriend, everybody was always on that. So if this is really what y'all want to do, we'll pull up D. Y'all, I was so toxic back then, but she was like, we can do that, or y'all can pull up to where we are, but y'all being scary, like, now my girl not around, now y'all want to try to do all of that, calling me a punk, doing all of this, but it's like, oh, you wanted to leave town, you hurried up and got away for the weekend. I had these plans made earlier in the week, but again, I don't really rock with y'all, so y'all wouldn't have known that, so it is what it is. So I get down to the school, I'm giving, you know, star, I'm giving, and I really need to get a directory of all the names that I give these people in these stories, because I don't even remember the girl. I think I called the girl Yasmin, the one who was having beef with all the girls, and we had fought them in my apartment. Yeah, so they all were down there, so I'm giving them the whole rundown. They like, it's always something. They like, you want us to pull up? I'm like, yo, we not doing that. Y'all, they pretty much tried to harass me the whole weekend, was blowing my phone up. I think at one point I had went to bed, put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I woke up to 172 missed calls. They were trying to blow my phone up. So all of that happened, right? So I spent my weekend down there. Like I said, went to parties, went out with them. And then Sunday rolls around and Letty and Dom, they come pick me up. We smoke, we chill with Star and them before we get on the road. We get on the road, boom. On my way back, I'm hitting up Ruby. Ruby's like, when you on your way, let me know and I'm gonna come link y'all. So I'm like, all right, bet. So we get back, we literally like 15-20 minutes out. I hit up Ruby. Ruby's like, come swing by, pick me up. So Letty picks her up. It's the four of us in the car now. So we pull right up to Letty's block again. So we sitting there, we start hitting both of them up. We like, what's up? I'm back in town. What y'all want to do? They like, oh girl, that's old news. Ain't nobody worried about you now. You wasn't trying to fight. I said, no, y'all wasn't trying to fight when I was trying to fight. So again, I'm back around now. I told y'all when I get back in town, I'm gonna hit y'all up. So I'm hitting you up. What's up?
I heard you bitches was looking for me. Bitch, here I go.
Both of them copping the plea. No, nobody's on that. Like, girl, that's old news. It was 2 days ago. Y'all was super charged up. Y'all blew my phone up the whole weekend. Now I want to fight. Now I don't want to fight because y'all want to fight me. Now I want to fight because y'all tried to harass me the whole weekend. I still had fun, but y'all really was doing the most. So now I want to fight. Both of them blocked me. Me and all of us, like all four of us, Dom, Letty, Ruby, me, we all hitting our phones up. I'm hitting up every single number that was blowing me up. Couldn't get through, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, I got something for y'all. So a few days go by, you know, we were just like, whatever, fuck it. We sit there, we smoke and shit, and then the rest of us, like, we all disperse. They drop me off, Ruby goes back home, and that's that. So a few days later, right, I was like, you know what? I knew where Lynn worked. She worked at a sneaker store that was like maybe 20 minutes away. So I'm telling my mom, I'm like, yo, I know where this girl work. I was like, you want to pull up with me? And I know y'all be like, yeah, parents, always. My mom was always ready to go. So I was like, you want to ride me over to the sneaker store? I want to see if Lynn is in there, and I'm going to press her because you was one of the main ones talking shit. So what's up, y'all? So boom, my mom was like, yeah, get dressed. So we get dressed, boom, we in the car, we pull into and y'all know, like, the sneaker store that she worked in had open windows. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like in a mall or nothing. It was like glass windows so you could see all around. So we pull up, I go to the door, I go inside, I literally see her. She was behind the counter. Like I said, y'all, I'm 4'11". She was pretty much my height. I see her. She goes into like the back stockroom closet or whatever, right? So I walk up and I'm like, oh, is Lynn here? So the one girl was like, oh, yeah, she's here. And I was like, oh, she helped me the other day. I wanted to thank her. So she was like, okay, hold on, let me go get her. So she goes out there and goes to the back or whatever to get Lynn. She goes back. She was like, oh, she's taking a phone call right now. I was like, oh. I was like, that's really crazy. And she was like, well, it's something that I can help you with. I was like, no. I was like, she was harassing me like a week ago and wanted to fight. So I want to fight now. And so the girl, she was young, so she was like, I mean, I don't got nothing to do with that. She was like, but she ain't trying to come out, so I don't know what you want me to do. She was like, you could wait around. I was like, I'm not about to wait for her. But y'all, I literally recorded me at the store, and I'm like, yeah, I'm at Lynn's job, y'all. I'm at her job. I was like, she literally went into the stock room. Her coworker basically just said she's not trying to come out the stock room. She tried to press me. Now I'm pressing her, and now she don't want to come out. Never came out. So my mom was like, Ayanna, let's go. So we go, we sit in the car. We sat there for like a cool 5 to 10 minutes. That girl never, and you could see through the store, that girl never came out that stock room. So we ended up leaving, right? Boom, we go home. 2 hours later, she on Instagram talking shit. Oh, bitches tried to disrespect me at my job. Like, I was handling a personal important phone call about my son. Girl, bye. At that point, y'all, I really didn't care. I hit her back, and I was like, when I catch you, it's up. I never caught that girl. I never seen her. Ruby ended up seeing her like years upon years later. She tried to say hi to Ruby. Ruby looked up and down, rolled her eyes. They both got kids and stuff now. Looked her up and down and rolled her eyes. But yeah, I never caught her again. Bubbles blocked me off of everything. Never talked to her again. Actually, no, I'm lying. She had left a jean jacket or whatever at my house, and she tried fake hitting me up, or had tried to get her sister to hit me up, talking about, oh, Bubbles left the jacket over there. Do you mind if me and you link to get the jacket? I was like, fuck you, her, and that jacket. That shit is going in the garbage. The sister responded back and was like, okay, cool. Yeah, like, don't ask me for nothing. I wouldn't even give you water if you was on fire, sis. So after that, that was that, y'all. I never spoke to Bubbles again. Like I said, I never caught Lynn again. And I went to that sneaker store again, but she wasn't there. I don't know if she quit. I don't know what happened, but she wasn't there the next couple of times that I went, because I definitely went like random times over the next like month. I was trying to catch her. Y'all, I was trying to catch her. So that was that. And like I said, years later, maybe like a few years ago, maybe like 3-4 years ago, like I said, Ruby ran into her and she tried to speak, and Ruby just brushed her off or whatever, and that was that. So yeah, y'all, that was part 2 to why I don't mix friend groups. Because if Bubbles would have just stayed friends with Lynn and wasn't trying to commingle everything, it would have been fine. But she was trying to force something that didn't need to be the case. And yeah, and it wasn't the reason. It's not like something happened to me, which is why I don't mix friend groups. It was more so, and I got stories for a while, like my actual personal friends that I tried to get together. But like, this situation is one of the reasons why I don't mix friend groups, because it blew back up in Bubbles' face. Because now you don't got me, you don't got Ruby, and I don't know if she's still friends with Lynn to this day. But yeah, that was that. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, repost, reshare, and keep sending me your story times to, you know, this email. Like I said, I'm probably gonna try to record The Girl Was Tea to have this up for y'all by at least Friday. So we'll see, fingers crossed. And like I said, if you're a Capricorn, make sure you comment down below and let me know what y'all are doing over the next month. And yeah, I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.
Hi.